Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. For our third review for Christmas month, we're reviewing 1984's A Christmas Carol, directed by Clive Donner, starring George C. Scott as Ebenezer Scrooge, Edward Woodard as the Ghost of Christmas Present, David Warner as Bob Cratchit, Roger Rees, who you've probably seen in Mel Brooks. What was it? Robin Hood's A Men in Tights. Yeah, he was in that one as Fred. Susannah York as Fred, as in like Ebenezer Scrooge's like nephew. By the way, it doesn't say his last name here. Susannah York as Mrs. Cratchit, and you have Frank Finlay as Jacob Marley. Also, Michael Gough in this. Michael Gough, who played Alfred in all the '90s Batman movies. You know, the first one was Batman 1989, Tim Burton's movie. All right, so I picked this version of Christmas Carol. One, because I'd never seen it before. Two, I heard it was more of a horror movie. So, like, I have a lot of horror movie fans. That's just not a lot of fans that subscribe to this channel. But I have people who watch this YouTube channel for, like, the horror reviews. So I thought I would watch this one. That, and it was on Newcastle After Dark's YouTube channel, which I love them. They're like, it's like a movie host show where these two guys called The Management watch like the horror movies, and like they'll have commentary, usually in the beginning, middle, and end of the movie, and give you facts and stuff, right? So if you haven't seen their YouTube channel, check them out. But they mostly talk about 70s horror movies. Some 80s, but it's mostly 70s. And they also have Death Race for some fucking reason. I don't know. Maybe, is Death Race supposed to be scary? Like, I'm pretty sure it isn't. Whatever. So, the thing about A Christmas Carol, we've all seen A Christmas Carol. Grew up with with all the different adaptions. The adaptation I most watched as a kid was probably the Michael Caine one, Muppets Christmas Carol, which I don't even know what year that came out in, but yeah, that's the one I'm most familiar with. This is this is based off the book written by Charles Dicken, and I just looked this up. He's a socialist. So when you watch this movie, it has like kind of like a communist socialist feel, because it's like Ebenezer Scrooge. For people who don't know the story of A Christmas Carol, basically Ebenezer Scrooge is this greedy old man who doesn't take care, like has no family or friends to speak of other than his nephew. Treats his employee like kind of like shit. He's a very greedy man. He wasn't even let his employee Bob Cratchit put coal in the fireplace, because coal costs money. And berates him, saying like, "Do you not wear clothes, man? Is that not enough to keep you warm?" Makes the dude stay late on Christmas Eve while his crippled son is waiting outside, who's a very small child. He's crippled in one leg, so he has a crutch. Very small child. Looks like he's like 5 or 6. I don't fucking know. He looks very young, and they put makeup on his face, so like, he looks kind of gaunt, and he has like dark spots under his eyes. It's like, oh my god, could they make it any more obvious that this is a sickly boy? So the story is basically, his dead partner shows up, warns them that like he's gonna be visited by 3 ghosts, and it's to kind of scare him straight, so he can like have some time to redeem himself before he dies. So like, yeah, he basically, like, 2 of the ghosts try to give him a guilt trip. And the fur ghost threatens him. Basically, that's what happens in the movie. So, like, did I think, okay, this was a good movie, right? Um, I thought despite the fact this is a TV movie, I heard this was a made-to-TV movie by an American and British production company. I thought the movie was good. It didn't come off low budget, but then again, this is a very like small story. But yeah, I thought, budget wise, if it did have a low budget, or like, cause like, TV movies tend to be less cinematic than, theatrical movies. I thought this movie looked good. George C. Scott does a tremendous acting job, but he still like comes off like his accent compared to everybody else does feel a lot different. especially when they show the younger versions of him where they have perfect British London accents or whatever, and his accent like feels like way fucking different. So like, yeah, his British accent probably was not the most passable, but for American, he's doing his best, right? And this apparently was George C. Scott's favorite role. If you don't know other George C. Scott movies he did, we reviewed The Changeling, was Ghost movie. He was in Exorcist 3, which is supposed to be like really good. Despite the fact, like I even know Exorcist 3 was like considered a good movie till this year, because like you just assume after Exorcist 2 that they all sucked, even though I did like the prequels. I didn't even know there was like two prequels. I thought, like, I only saw the first one, and someone told me like the sequel was actually just the same movie, but they added some shit, some new scenes. But apparently, it is a completely different movie. But yeah, so like Exorcist, if you're a horror fan, check out Changeling and Exorcist 3. Those are supposed to be good. Yeah, so if I had any other complaints with this movie, uh, besides the communist like themes in this movie, which I forgot to mention, is that David Warner, who plays Bob Cratchit, and yeah, I'm so used to seeing this guy play villains that when he's supposed to be playing like a good guy, it's like I don't buy it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like I'm so used to seeing this guy play assholes and villains. Like, what? I'm trying to think, what fucking movies have I seen this guy play villains in? He was a villain in Titanic. That was, fuck. It's not showing me his other fucking movies. Fucking piece of shit. I'm doing a review, god damn it. Speed this shit up. Wasn't he like a villain in one of the fucking what was it? Some zombie movie was like a villain. Holy shit, this guy was in, he was in Scream 2. Black Death 2010. I don't remember him in that. A Midsummer's Night Dream? What the fuck is that? Hansel and Gretel. Necronomicon. I still need to see that movie. He was in Wing Commander? Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm not... Fuck. The League of Gentlemen versus the Apocalypse? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh, he was a bad guy in Tron. Oh yeah, he played the, what was it? Yeah, he was in a bad guy in Tron. I can't remember though. Yeah, someone made a fucking The League of Gentlemen's Apocalypse. Does Alan Moore know this thing exists? Then again, Alan Moore, like, his superhero team is all based off public domain characters. So what are they gonna do? What's he gonna do? Sue them? Oh, he was also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Huh. Yeah, so this guy has played, like, has played like villains in a lot of movies, so it's like I to make the point for the third fucking time in this review. Yeah, I didn't buy him. I don't know. I didn't think his character was convincing as a good guy, but like, that could be personal bias. That, and he has like a kind of a villain's face. You know what I mean? But I don't know, I could be wrong about that. But yeah, like I thought the way they handled ghosts and the creepy scenes, especially with the music where you have the haunting wails of like, what we're supposed to assume are tortured souls, were pretty cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I thought the costumes that the all the different ghosts wear were pretty adequate though. Like when when the what's his name, Ghosts of Christmas Present opens his robe and reveals two kids in tattered robes, and they're supposed to be like, two starving beggar kids. They're all painted up to make it look like they have skeleton face, but it looks, it obviously, it totally looks like you just put paint on them. It's not even makeup. It just looks like straight up paint. So like that looks fake as fuck. Um, and it's very, yeah. This movie, it's just a very guilt trip fucking movie, and it's like the problem, and it's the thing where the problem with like if you give too much charity, and the problem with socialist states and why socialism doesn't work is that if you give out too much charity to countries or like people, they're too reliant on them, and they become welfare states where people don't want to go out and get jobs or anything because they can just live off the system. Like I got people in my own family that could work, but they don't because they just live off disability and bullshit. Even though I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think they're faking it. But what can I do? Yeah, so it's like, dude, like it's like a well-known thing that like places like California and other places like are welfare states. Like the reason why. And then you have like Africa, which is even a huge problem, where like because of all the free shit we give to Africa, you have farmers going out of business because they can't sustain themselves because people are getting food for free. And then there's also the problem where like instead of constantly giving them free food or whatever, which the reason why the elites want to keep giving them free shit is because so the price of beef and other pork products, price of meat goes up, so we have to pay more, right? So it's not just a charity thing, it's also a scam. But like, yeah, instead of giving them free shit, we should teach them farming techniques, teach them how to just basically how to fucking handle droughts. Like, look at fucking desert fucking countries. They know how to fucking keep themselves alive during droughts and shit. And like the same thing with like the Eskimos. They live in harsh climates too. They can keep themselves alive without charity. So I don't know, dude. I think my take on that is that I could be wrong because I'm not an economist. I've never researched that shit, so I can be 100% wrong. But from what I've seen, I think giving out too much charity is a bad thing, and you're enabling laziness, and then everybody else gets stuck with higher taxes and shit. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but who knows? Besides from the communist and socialist themes, I still think it is a good movie and it's a wholesome movie. And I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Though I would love to see what Charles Dickens thinks about current England, if he would still sorry. What is he still proud to be a socialist if he can look at current fucking England and the West as a whole? All right, bye.